One of the things we take time with is determining the size of things, especially in energy, because it has an ongoing effect, and we can know more about that in a minute. So we are going to learn how to calculate kinetic energy. We'll also be doing other types of energy calculations as well. Now, it'd be very nice to know how much energy is being output by this dragster on the right, but we can actually calculate if we know a few things. Knowing the size of this energy allows us to have more understanding of what's actually going on, and hopefully I'll explain that a bit better at the end. So scientists worked out that the best way of calculating energy was using this formula, and M stands for the mass. So how about I just put this in? That's the mass or amount of atom. And V is actually the way we say speed. So we square the speed and we multiply it by the mass, and then we divide it by 2. And that gives us the amount of kinetic energy, and of course it'll be in joules, so we know that the joule is the amount of energy we produce, or amount of energy we use. It is the unit, like meters is the unit of length, then joules is the unit of energy. So when we're using energy, we know that from the equation that the amount of kinetic energy is going to be dependent upon the mass. Now I said the size of the amount of atoms, which is pretty close to being correct, and the speed. Now in our tests and in our things, mass in kgs, always. So we have to convert it to kgs and do it, and speed is in meters per second, m/s. And they're the way we normally use to calculate it. Now, if we haven't got them in those forms, then we have to sort it out. Excuse me. All right. Now, the good thing about this is there's a thing in physics called work. And it is how much energy basically we're using to do something. So what we look at is the change in the kinetic energy. Tells us how much work we've done, because we had to do work to change the kinetic energy of the object. So how much work we had to do is the change from maybe 0 kinetic energy to whatever. So it's the change we do in our question allows us to do what the work is. And that could be one of the tricks in test questions.